All right, so hello everyone. Welcome to the assignment 3 lab section. So we are going to discuss how we can start working on our assignment 3. So by now you can already see, starting from assignment 1, everything is cumulative. So the last work you submitted for assignment 2, you can continue your work on top of that code. So it's just modifying that same code, adding new stuff to fulfill the requirements here. So we are going to do exactly the same thing. But first, I'm going to introduce you to the assignment 3, the requirements for that. Okay. Right. So this is the one from Canvas. As you can see, the objective is to create a virtual world using textured cube and explore it using a perspective camera. So last time you had a 3D animal that can be part of the virtual world, or you can make it different. Still, we are going to use same type of concept to create the or construct the world. As you can see here, the example, this is more like a ground with a bunch of walls that are created using blocks. Same as the way you created your blocky animal. This is sort of simpler because there is no animation. In this example, you can always add animation. In fact, you can create your virtual world around your blocky animal, or make multiple instances of that same animal part of the world. So what are the new requirements? The new requirement is now you have a larger area. You have the sky box. You can see on the sky it's blue, which is in fact another very large cube. So the cube is the stage for your scene, where you're going to add your ground and walls and animals and everything. And also we need this first person camera view. So camera is the new concept that we are going to add. Some of you may already added texture new work, but we are also going to discuss how to add texture here, because now it's officially part of the requirement. So the first requirement is to add texture, then the next requirement is to add the camera. Okay, so I have this list of tasks we need to do. So this is the task from the last time. So this is the new list of tasks we need to do in order to get going with our assignment 3. So we need to do the texture loading. In order to do the texture loading, we need to update the shader to sample color from texture using this UV coordinate system, which is the concept behind using a 2D texture, which is just an image. I guess more about this UV coordinate system was discussed in the lecture, but we're going to apply that concept, and along the way we'll discuss more about that. Then write JavaScript. Here's a typo. So write the JavaScript function, load texture to send texture to the shader. And then we need to set up vertex buffer. Okay, set a vertex buffer to read the UV coordinates from the shapes or the image files. And finally, this is the requirement. You can mix a base color with the texture color to change the color. And finally, the camera, another major requirement. So we need to add the view and projection metrics. Right now, our code has model metrics. Now we'll have 2 more metrics with separate purpose, mostly for camera control and view control. And we need to add that to the vertex shader. And to organize our code, we want to create a camera class, which is not like a requirement, but you may want to do that. So we'll try to cover as much as possible of this list and see how we can use these concepts to create our assignment 3, our virtual world. So if you take a quick look at the requirement, you'll see, so the world will be fully created. You should have a ground with large plane or square. So you can have a square or a flattened cube. So how to make a flattened cube is pretty similar to what we did in our last example with the hammer. So you make the y-axis of the cube 0 and it will be flattened. Walls are created with cube. You can have different cubes. So this is pretty straightforward. Then the camera can be moved using the keyboard, right? So here W moves the camera forward, A, SD. So WSD is a common control scheme for games. So if you played first-person shooter games, you'll see that most of the games use this camera control scheme, so where you can walk using WSD. And for most games, people use mouse to look around, but in this case, you can have, we sort of simplified the control scheme by using Q and E to turn the camera left and right. That used to be done for like older games in 90s. You can always add mouse control. That is going to be extra for A, but the base requirement is we did set up the base requirement as a simple one. Then you can add other objects like multiple texture. You can load an OBJ file. So you can download OBJ files, add your animals, change your ground plane to terrain map. That is another texture. So you can practically put a texture on your ground, add some sort of simple story or game to your work. So these are all extra. And then the instructions are again very detailed. You can follow the instructions, and then that should give you at least the basic requirement. So we are going to follow all these instructions, but not step by step. That is what you are going to do. We are going to do the basic stuff. We're going to try to do the coding for doing all this stuff, but in a shorter, more concise way. Based on the questions I'll see on Piazza, I'll add some more stuff. I'll discuss some more stuff in the lab next week. But this week, we'll try to cover the basics. Okay, so this was our assignment 3.